Hey guys, so right now your color wheel should be dry if you were painting. If you weren't painting, if you were using colored pencils, you can just go ahead and skip to this part. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to map out this color wheel so we can organize it a bit, and it actually makes a little bit more sense when we're talking about color theory. Now, the reason we're doing this is because next week you're going to be working on a piece that is all about color. So I want you to have a really strong foundation of how you get certain colors, where colors fit on the color wheel, and kind of the categories you can make. So let's take a look at your color wheel. There's a lot of different categories you can make with a color wheel, and we're going to talk about a couple of them right now. The first one is your primary colors, and that's like the basic ones that I've mentioned several times. So from your red to your blue to your yellow, these three colors are the foundation for your whole wheel. So I'm actually going to make a solid line in between them so I have those. Now the next category is your secondary colors, which is your violet to your orange to your green. So I'm actually going to make a dashed line because these are like the secondaries. And then those little ones in between are your tertiaries, and we're going to leave those alone for now. But what I would like to show you about your color wheel is how it's organized. So I'm actually going to take this piece of cardboard and I'm going to cover up half the color wheel. These colors right here, your reds, your oranges, and your yellows, are actually categorized as your warm colors. Now, you don't need to write this down if you don't want to, but these are the warm colors. Warm colors are colors we think about when we're hot or something is, burning. Reds, oranges, and yellows, these are warm, so they actually make their own group. Now, if I flip this over and I look at the other side of my color wheel, I have what's called cool colors. So my greens, my blues, and my purples. These colors stay on that side of the wheel. So it's kind of interesting to see how you can break up your color wheel. So you can break it up warm and cool. You can have your primary and your secondary and your tertiary. Now there's another category I want to talk to you about. And this one's a little fun because we can actually relate this to sports. And I want you guys to, if you're a sports fan, I want you to see if you can think of some sports that this would pertain to. So colors that are directly across from each other on the color wheel, that means they're straight across. So for example, red and green are called complementary colors. That means they go well together. Red and green, Christmas, right off the bat. Now, like I said, some sports use these as well. So if I turn my pencil, blue and orange are considered complementary colors. Again, I bet you can think of a couple of teams that use blue and orange as their colors. If I turn it to the next secondary color, violet and yellow, Lakers, by the way, those are complementary colors as well. So if ever you're trying to find two colors that go together really nicely, that are very contrast, but still look good together, you simply take your pencil, and if the colors are directly across from each other on your color wheel, as long as you lined up your color wheel nicely, you can find two colors that go well together. So blue, violet, and yellow, orange, purple and yellow, red, violet, and yellow, green. These colors complement. That means they go well together. Now that's another category. So what I would like you to do right now in your color wheel yourself is get a highlighter. I don't care what color highlighter. And I want you to find one complementary color pair that you like. And I'll be looking for this in your image. So for example, one of my favorite complementary color pairs is blue, violet, and yellow, orange. So I am actually going to draw a line with a highlighter, doesn't matter what color, so I see one color pair that I myself personally like. So if you wanted to do blue, green, and red, orange, that's fine. I just want to see one complementary color pair that you yourself like. And also it'll be helpful so that way when you're making your piece for next week, you'll have a complementary color pair that you enjoy. Now, there's one other little category I want to talk to you about, and that is colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. These colors are called analogous. Analogous is kind of a big, fancy word. Sounds a little complicated. It's really not. Analogous colors, and you don't need to write this down, just listen. Analogous colors are neighbors. That means they live next to each other on the color wheel. So I could come up with a set of 4 colors that are analogous. For example, red, violet, red, red, orange, and orange are analogous. They're neighbors. The 4 of them live next to each other. Even if I shifted it over a little bit, red, red, violet, violet, and blue violet are neighbors. They live next to each other. So any colors that fall together as neighbors are considered analogous. So this is just a way for you to look at your color wheel. So your secondary, your primary, complementary, cool colors, and warm colors. These are going to be really important when we start your final piece next week, which is going to be all about color. You're actually going to look at your color wheel and come up with a color scheme for it. So make sure you're looking at this very carefully. Now, the second half of this assignment is in the next video, and it's a little more challenging. You're going to have to get a little creative with the things around your house. So I hope you guys are ready. Remember to take a picture of this and attach this to your assignment, and then go to the next video.